YouTube, let me get some light. Alright, so you'd see my ugly face on a day like this. I mean, come on. If you haven't heard the big news, well, there's so much news going on right now that it's hard to pick one. First, we'll start with probably the biggest news story that the media is, of course, not really publishing the hell out of, and that's Bernie freaking Sanders winning the Move On endorsement. This is a huge deal. With over 300, almost 350, after over almost 350,000 votes from Move On's members, Bernie won with 79% of the vote. That's incredible. And even Move On themselves, on their website or where they wrote the endorsements, was saying that this is the biggest turnout and the biggest margin they've ever seen anybody win their endorsement by. This thing's happening, people. Now, some more info on MoveOn.org. Move On was affectionately and not so affectionately called, well, more dismissively called Obama's army back in 2004 because of how active they are in early primary states. And they've often been credited and demonized as being the group that helped or caused the upset with Obama because they were that aggressive at campaigning for him. Bernie just won their support. This is a big deal. Now, another huge development was what happened last night. If you weren't paying attention, there was a Dem forum, and all the candidates got out there. It was hosted on Fusion, so of course nobody got the chance to watch it in prime time. Bernie Sanders, of course, demolished. The Fusion hosts were just absolutely blown away. It's obvious that they knew what was up, man. They knew that Bernie took it, and they were very honest and fair. The coverage was to be expected. The usual bullshit. They asked Bernie and O'Malley like really tough questions, and I thought Bernie handled himself very well. O'Malley, poor guy, he just imploded. Hillary, of course, got the usual patty cake questions until she got to one person. They opened up the QA session to somebody from the floor, and this girl got up and just pulled out a freaking sledgehammer of a question on Hillary. I mean, it totally caught her off guard. There were also some other crazy moments last night where the journalist, and I use that term loosely, asked Hillary to list 7 ways how she is like your abuela. I mean, literally, who wrote that fucking question? Was it the campaign that wrote that question? Seriously? What was hilarious, the people in the audience started shouting, "Not my abuela." I mean, you can't make this shit up. Like, just Bernie Sanders supporters, but they're everywhere. Yeah, and then earlier during the day, you had recent polls coming out to Iowa, which everybody's talking about. Bernie Sanders taking the lead from Hillary. Not a big deal. And then other stories that are happening today, and this is probably the biggest shocker to me, because when I saw this, I thought hell just fucking froze over. Bernie Sanders on the front page of the freaking New York Times. What the hell is happening? I'll tell you what's happening. The media can't take it anymore. They have to report on this stuff because these are major major developments. If Hillary and her campaign aren't panicking right now, they fucking should be. Bernie is gonna win this thing. This is happening. We can't lose focus. We have to really buckle down now and fight for this. Finish strong. Which brings me to another thing I wanted to bring up. I've been seeing a very, very, very disturbing trend going on online, where Bernie Sanders supporters are attacking other Bernie Sanders supporters, or getting into stupid troll wars with Hillary supporters. And I've been guilty of it, you know. Look, we have to remember what we're fighting for and look at the big picture. The grassroots movement is not perfect. It's not prim, polished, and, you know, just a nice, clean package. It's messy. It's dirty. It's ordinary people. And ordinary people get passionate. They get angry. They'll say things that are over the top sometimes. It's not my position to tell anybody what to do, right? But you have to resist the urge of attacking somebody, even if they say something that's ridiculous or crazy. Just let it go, man. It don't matter. If they say something really hateful towards Hillary and it's ridiculous, guess what? It's going to make them look bad, you know? And I know the Hillary trolls are getting really aggressive, but guys, the best way to fight Hillary is to not, you know, engage in the personal attacks, but to stick to the issues. She has so much freaking wrong with her on policy that if you just stick to policy, you have so much fodder to respond to somebody. And that's the one thing Hillary trolls cannot stand. You point out obvious facts to them, they lose their freaking minds. Remember, we're not the campaign that sells lies, fear, and hate. We're the campaign that tells you the truth. And you're going to either like it or you're going to hate it. But it's going to be the truth. So anyway, I had to make a video about this amazing day. Feel the burn.